who hate it so much, why haven't you created a separate Black Hollywood and got your own media together so they won't be reduced to having to take those roles? Because anybody who is telling them, oh, you shouldn't have went to Hollywood, you shouldn't have been an actress, you are a dumb fuck. What about you? You go to work every day and you have to swallow the little pieces of shit that your managers and the CEOs and the bosses and the supervisors give you when you know they're out of pocket. They're stepping way over the line. They're not paying you. You wouldn't dare go to them to ask for a 10-cent raise. And you're keeping your head down at the job, so that environment way too well. But then you want to sit back on your non-existent high horse, looking down at this woman saying, why would she take this role? Why would she do this? She has to work and she has to eat and she has to provide for her family and herself. That's why. It's the same reason that you go to a corporate plantation and you try to keep your head down. Or you're smiley and good morning to everyone. But here you saw that she was on Moesha, big TV show, The Hughleys, Baby Boy. 2 can play that game. That's my favorite movie. And I love her in that. I love that movie. The Proud Family, that was a big show that everyone watched. I wasn't a fan of it when I first saw it, but it grew on me. And we watched that all the time. The Bernie Mac show, The Parkers, Soul Plane, and Hair Show. I have watched that show a million times. She was on Rugrats. Some of the stuff I didn't even know. Nip and Tuck, I remember her being in Boondocks, which I watched that all the time. Ugly Betty TV show, of course Precious. She did Betsy, which she was very good in. Interwoven, a lot of people love that. And Almost Christmas, I watched that and I really like that movie. It's a really good movie. So that's her IMDb. She won an Oscar, she won a Golden Globe. She was nominated for an Emmy. She's won so many, even awards overseas. The International Film Festival. She was nominated. BET Awards. Broadcast Film Critics Association Award. People are trying to downplay, because I used to watch these awards a lot when I was younger, so I definitely know the big awards. She has all of the big awards. She basically, what goes before her name is Golden Globe and Academy Award winning actress. Nobody can take that away from you. I mean, just being nominated says something. Even Will Smith, before his name, Academy Award nominated actor. That means something. So how much more does it mean when you're a winner of it? It's disgusting, the level of disrespect that people are showing Monique. Like, I am honestly feeling like if you're not miserable and you're unaccomplished or you're struggling, that's when Black people love you the most. Now, if you are talented and you're winning in life and you're trying to be better, even if she accepted low amounts and now she's correcting it and now she's trying to reach further and she's just asking for a little bit of support, people are like, no, I want to see you struggle and flail around. That is the most sickest shit I have ever heard, especially from a people who complain about being oppressed and having their enemies surrounding them. And you can't even do this little thing for her, and it's not going to affect your life in any way. Like, someone please comment in the comment section of how this will affect your life if you don't have Netflix. This is her filmography. 1 Golden Globe nomination, 17 wins, 37 nominations. Not even close. And I don't care about her not being out as long as Monique Bull. People are saying she's funnier, she's better. And here, you can just look. Different spin with Mark Hoppus, never heard of it. A day in the life of a female comedian, never heard of it. Funny as hell, don't know about it. Amy Schumer, mostly sex stuff. I don't know anything about any of this, but I do know about Trainwreck, and I did see that. Amy Schumer, Live at the Apollo, and the Leather Special. I didn't see it, but I know about this one because it's supposed to be her and Goldie Hawn. And it looks like this movie had a budget of $42 million. Opening weekend, it made under $20 million, and it has grossed worldwide since its opening only $45 million. Now, that is less than $3 million profit. Very unacceptable. So much for her talent and being able to pull crowds. This is another one. You see it says 2017, thank you for your service. Let's see how much this grossed and what this did. Okay. Now this had a budget of $20 million. Opening weekend, it only made $3,817,700, and so far it has grossed under $10 million. So that's negative almost $11 million. So they lost money on making this movie. But she's talented, right? She pulls crowds, right? This movie here. And they're both from 2017. Only thing that she is known for is this movie Trainwreck, because it had a $35 million budget and it made almost all its money back on opening weekend, almost $141 million. So this is what she's been coasting on, and she hasn't made anything worth anything since, because she got the $13 million for the Netflix special. So I looked it up, the Leather Special, and this flopped. She got a 2.9 out of 10, and it doesn't give you how much money it pulled in, but somebody wrote here and said, really, what a waste of time. So I have not found her funny in a long time. Early on in her career, she was new and funny, but as she's gotten older, I just don't get it. I like a lot of shows on Netflix, but this is one of the worst. Netflix touts this as Amy Schumer's riffs on sex, dating, and the absurdity of fame. It is not cutting edge, funny, just sad. And as for the absurdity of fame, well, at this point, her career looks more like Infamous. Stay away from this trash. I'm done with watching any more of her stuff. So that was a review on the Netflix special. And they're saying early on in her career, the reason why she was so successful is because she was stealing jokes. And you see here, again, they are giving her, these are reviews for her special on Netflix, which Netflix deserves this. I hope they made hardly anything, because they gave her a 1 out of 10, a swing and a miss, a 1 out of 10. It was god awful, pretty bad comedy, a 1 out of 10, poor effort. Don't bother watching this train wreck. 1 out of 10, can never get that time back. 2 out of 10. What happened to Amy Schumer? She was never funny. She was stealing jokes. That's what it was. 1 out of 10. Just 57 minutes of Amy making sure everyone knows she's a slut. 2 out of 10. I've seen her funnier. 1 out of 10, just awful. Overstatement. 1 out of 10, really what a waste of time. 1 out of 10, awful. So she's basically, if they could have gave her negative 10 out of 10, they would have done it. And they are ripping her apart. And I wanted to bring the receipts instead of just going by people talking out of their ass. Somebody said, I cancel Netflix. Now see, that helps Monique. At least this person, they said that she was so bad, that this was so bad that they canceled Netflix. I officially canceled Netflix. Amy Schumer is a fat, disgusting train wreck, a talentless hag, and absolutely 100% not funny. This special highlights all her flaws. Ugly. I really hope she disappears. They just drug her. But you have Negroes sitting up here saying that Amy Schumer is relevant, Amy Schumer is funnier, Amy Schumer this, Amy Schumer that. These people are fucked in the head. Almost Christmas, which was Monique's last film, which was in 2016. It was a $17 million budget. Opening weekend, it almost made all of its money back. That's opening weekend. And it grossed worldwide almost $43 million. So that is a almost $26 million gain. But she's irrelevant. Nobody's checking for her. She can't pull a crowd. She's not talented. So you know everybody who is talking about her has an agenda and they're on some bullshit. And she knows her worth. If the last film you did was a low budget film at $17 million and you pulled in an extra, you more than doubled that money. Come on. About not going off of resume. Bullshit. Actually, I take it back. They're not bullshitting. They're not going off of the resume. They're going off of the last name and the complexion. They literally tried to defend Amy Schumer about this, saying there's no gender bias and there's no color bias. And these women are the same women that will ask you to march at a women's march with them. I didn't even know they had that march going on. These are the women who wants to be up under you when they want you to help them do something. They're always talking about, gender. That means white females and not any other type of female. It's just them. They want you to boost them to where they want to be. And the hell with you, because all of these women who are talking about gender bias and being paid less than men and would hear this complete laughable offer from Netflix to a woman, they would have been all over this if they were about all women. Obviously, they're not. They're about white women only. And anybody come on here talking about black women are in feminism, that's bullshit. Because when I found out about the Women's March, the whole thing that was being talked about was where are the black women? Were black women there holding signs saying, remember, the majority of white women voted for Trump. So that's what they were doing there. They were in protest of this march, and the white women were asking, where the black women at? So anybody coming on here with the feminist talk and talking about black women are feminist, and I'm going to block you. I'm not going to listen to that bullshit anymore. I'm going to block you because that's just a code word. So you can slam and drag and disrespect and name call black women, and I'm not going to have it. And basically, I'm not going to read this, but they were making exceptions. Basically what they did, and this is what they do all the time. That's why I say when Dusty Negroes are setting up here dragging a black woman or dragging black females, they're being used as pawns in the game too. It's going to be only so long before they start cutting their necks too. It says here that Amy was offered $11 million, Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle $20 million, and she negotiated for $2 more million. And she was complaining about wanting to be paid that $20 million. Now Monique is doing the same thing, trying to get some extra money. She can't even get up there to what Amy is getting, even though she's relevant. She's more funny. She's going to have material. She is going to blow it out the water 100%. And you can see Amy Schumer is a flop. If she's not stealing jokes, she's not funny. And people are trying to say she sold out Madison Square Garden. That doesn't make a difference. I'm looking at what she's done. I'm looking at what she has been pulling in. And Netflix has put it out there that they paid that $13 million and they didn't get shit back for it. I say good for Netflix. That's what they get. But they're trying to make up what they lost by lowballing Monique and taking all that money so they can make up what they lost on that non-talented, non-funny Amy Schumer. Whole thing was talking about, no, there's no gender bias, there's no color bias, it's just going by if she could pull a crowd. Now, like I said, had this been a pale person, it would have been gender bias, and they would have been screaming from the rooftops about it. And this is from David Spencer, and you see this is a dark-skinned black male, and he stated, sorry Monique, Netflix and chill is still on. So basically this person said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep my Netflix because that's worth more to me than even helping you out a little bit. To just spit in her face by offering $500,000 is some BS. When she has so much longevity. She is a Golden Globe Academy Award winning actress, and she's funny as hell. She had a box office hit with her last movie. So no. Oh, he's being very condescending. Monique is a bold, beautiful black woman. Now, when they say bold, they're trying to talk about her size, because that's the language I've heard white women say about a bigger woman, and the woman happened to be black. Oh, you're a beautiful, bold woman. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? That's not endearing in any way, but it says she is awesome. I will be the first one to celebrate her, but in this case, I think she needs to take the noise down a notch. I'm not giving up my Netflix and chill nights just because Netflix is a better negotiator. And he said if they were anti-black or anti-woman, they would not have asked her to do it in the first place. And then the other one who had the white journalist writing is they can't be anti-black woman or anti-black because they offered $20 million to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. So they use the men to screw over the women. They'll pay these two, because they know they're going to get a lot of money coming in anyway. But to try and get even more money, they then use those men to put the pressure on the women to accept peanuts when they're going to make tens of millions of dollars. And the men are so busy feeling themselves that they don't even see that they're being used as a tool to further hurt their own community. It's sad. It's really sad when you really take a step back and take a look. Every journalist that I looked at who wrote about this is saying that they love her, but Netflix does not have any biases against gender or color. Now the world is loving and caring, but when it comes to them, not getting what they want, is sexist, and everybody needs to stand with them, please. And they further disrespected Wanda Sykes with the $250,000. That was some bullshit, because Wanda Sykes, she is relevant. She huge. Like I said, she was on Ellen's level. She did the she crossed over. She crossed over. Between the two of them, they got less than $1 million offer. But Amy Schumer, with her non-talented, non-funny, joke-stealing ass, gets $13 million. And that's because of the Jewish last name. And like I said, what they want to do is they want to use Monique, because they know she's going to make tens of millions of dollars to recoup what they lost from giving Amy Schumer a special. I also noticed that a lot of these people who are talking about her, saying she needs to just shut up and take the money. Charlemagne was talking about she isn't worth $5 million. Charlemagne hates black women, and I could tell in certain things when I was covering certain stories and I was on the Breakfast Club, I could tell how he talked about black women, that he does not like black women. It's part of the Dusty Male Brigade. Only are these dusty tumbleweed males doing it. I expect it from them. It's sad, but I do expect it from them. But you even have these pandering black women talking about this woman, and I feel like it's something personal. I feel like it's something personal, because she was never disrespected like this by women. And it just makes me wonder, where is this coming from? This woman, she's been married. They were talking about her husband. Why is she calling him daddy? She's not calling him in the sense of him being her father, because there's another girl who basically calls her boyfriend chocolate daddy. And it's just something that they say. But people were talking about her husband. Her husband is going to run her career into the ground, that he's gonna leave her if she doesn't get a payday. People are saying all kinds of disrespectful stuff they don't know about. And a lot of these people, I'm like, I didn't know it was that bad. But what I'm being shown is that it's exactly what I said when I first started my channel, and I started to hear a lot of the pro-black people talking. They were riding Caucasian people, but I was starting to get the comments, and I saw who I was getting the comments for, and I said, you know what? Seeing what I'm seeing, a lot of black people are going to be hurt and disappointed when they find out that there are a lot of black people that hate black people. And one thing that I've said 100 times, and I'll say again, is that this system is like a table. And you have your white nationalists is one leg. It's a 4-leg table. But white nationalists are one leg. All of those who have assimilated underneath the banner of white is another leg. And other 2 legs are black people supporting this system because they get something out of it. I just don't know. And I don't know how you can complain about being so oppressed, but then do this to your own women. It's crazy. I am not going to believe for 1 second that niggas are so attached to Netflix that they are willing to throw her under the bus. That's another question that I have, if you could answer. Are niggas so attached to Netflix that they are willing to throw Monique underneath the bus? I mean, do you have nothing else that you can watch? Are you that hard pressed for cash that you can't take the money that you're giving to Netflix and switch over to Hulu? I'm confused. Or is this just an excuse to say, I'm not going to do it and I don't like you and I want to drag you? Because misery love company. And there's a lot of miserable ass black people out there. Monique is standing up, respecting herself. And she's being drugged for that. She's an Academy Award winning actress. She has performed at Madison Square Garden. She is a queen of comedy. What the fuck is wrong with black people? $500,000 is not shit for a decorated performer like Monique. I am seriously going to have to reevaluate my thoughts, my platform, my message, and my stance. Because after seeing this niggardry on this large scale, seeing Negroes align themselves with white people, it's disgusting. After pretending like they want unity, it's kind of like what I said about the movie Proud Mary. And why was that not given any consideration like Black Panther, which is male driven, black male driven, but Proud Mary is black female driven? And I'm seeing a theme here. Nobody was going all out talking about Proud Mary at all. You know, but I bet you those same people went out to see, who would complain, went out to see Wonder Woman. You know, this is black women. These are black women who look like us, who represent us. They have our same texture of hair. They have our phenotype. They look just like us, Taraji P. Henson and Monique. And they can't get any type of support, not even from their black male counterparts, not even from black media, not even from black people who have platforms. Which makes me think that all of this is bullshit and a lie, because I do believe in following the money. And I think because we keep seeing these images, let's say we keep seeing, you know, racially ambiguous women, white women, I do believe that black people are asking for that. Because when we say we don't have representation and somebody actually someone actually gives us representation, we do not support it. We give it the middle finger. But we will run and jump to see white people in an all-white movie. We will run and jump to see a racially ambiguous woman in our place just to go back and talk shit and complain. Which I think the executives are not looking at the complaining. They're looking at the money. Even though you're complaining, you're spending your money on these racially ambiguous and white women and other women. You're looking at these videos, you're making stuff go viral, you're spending your money and pushing this stuff to the forefront, so they're just turning out more and more of this stuff. Because in actuality, I really believe that a lot of black people are bullshitting, and they want to see that white woman up there. They want to see that racially ambiguous woman up there. They are not that concerned about colorism as they say, or else they would stop contributing to their dollars to the bullshit. They actually want to see that because they think that's beautiful and they think they're ugly, and they want to see that image and say that's me up there. They want to see that racially ambiguous woman and say that's a black woman, and because they believe that's beautiful and that's what they want to see. As sick as it sounds, I think that's true. Because there's no way that what is going down, especially with Monique, and especially with not hearing about the movie Proud Mary, there's no way that all of this can go down without that being true. This woman is being thrown under the bus for standing up for herself. For literally standing up for herself. And her husband there by her side. They are forming a unity for their family unit, trying to build generational wealth for them and their family, trying to make sure that they are secure and nobody tries to screw them over. You have so many black people who are trying to drag them for doing the right thing. How fucked up is that? All I have to say is fuck Oprah, fuck Tyler Perry, fuck Lee Daniels, fuck him 10 times over. She is the female version of Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. I don't give a fuck about you dusty, ignorant, fucked up minded people. And I'll end it on that note because this has frustrated me to no end. Negroes, fucked up Negroes, are just gonna throw this woman under the bus, and as little as suspending your Netflix, it's just gonna kill your black ass. But yeah, I'll go ahead and end it right here. Let me know what you think. Go ahead, leave a comment. And if you leave a comment talking about feminism, talking bullshit, whining and crying, I'm gonna delete your shit and I'm gonna block you. And I'll see you in the next one.